Reporting live from Ivers Club in Atlanta, Fight Plus News, I'm Janaba. On Saturday night, Donald Trump appears to have been targeted again for another assassination attempt. The moment, which took place at this year's White House Correspondents' Dinner, would be captured by several cameras. The images from the event would first come from inside the dinner, when it appears that shots can be heard right outside the doors, while Trump and guests were speaking to one another. Immediately, armed services and military members would secure the stage and remove Trump, J.D. Vance, and other key figures to safety. Now, this moment marks as a third assassination attempt of Trump publicly, a part of his return to the White House. The first attempt would take place in July 2024 while campaigning as the Republican nominee in Pennsylvania, where a young man by the name of Thomas Crooks was reported to have fired a gun from a nearby rooftop, in which he would end up shooting and killing an audience member. Now, Crooks himself would then quickly be killed by a sniper. The second assassination attempt would take place in September 2024 while Trump was playing golf in South Florida. After several shots were heard on the golf course and Secret Service would spot a gun barrel at the edge of the bushes, a suspect would later be identified as Ryan Wesley Ralph, a man who traveled to the South Florida area a month ahead of his planned attack. Ralph would be later arrested and is currently serving life in prison. Now, with this latest attempt, many skeptics have not held back on what they feel could be a staged incident. Hughley, who has been critical of Trump's time in the White House, would jump on his Threads account and say, first, a DoorDash delivery gets past security at the White House, then an assassin at the Correspondents' Dinner. Get the F out of here. Hughley's comment references an elderly DoorDasher dropping off McDonald's at the White House recently, with some viewers calling the moment staged. Now, Hughley definitely wasn't the only person who would add to the skepticism around this latest attempt. Representative Jasmine Crockett would share a response on her Threads account with the following message after calling out Don Lemon for platforming one of her critics, Keith Edwards. She would go on to say, back to the shooting. Has there ever been a president have this many close attempts on their life? Maybe it's lax gun laws. Maybe it's lack of mental health funding. Or maybe it's fake. Who knows? Now, this would prompt many skeptics to respond with their own thoughts about this latest shooting. One user would write, Trump needs to get better screenwriters. I'm sick of the same show over and over again. While another would point out the possible motive of Trump staging an assassination attempt. Judge rules Trump cannot build ballroom for non-security reasons without congressional approval. Trump attends White House Correspondents' Dinner for the first time as President of the United States. Caroline Leavitt says shots will be fired in pre-dinner interview. Gunman somehow gets major weapon into building to security, shots are fired, and is taken into custody. Trump immediately holds press conference and says this is why we need his White House ballroom. As the previous post mentions, immediately following the shooting, Trump and other key officials would end up holding a press conference to discuss the night. In his response, Trump would end up propositioning that the shooting is a reason for a new White House ballroom to be built. If you can recall, Trump has been looking to construct a 90,000 square foot ballroom at the White House. The construction was originally stopped by a judge as Trump did not receive approval by Congress. Now, as more developed, Hughley would then send out another response to the shooting. The only people who believe that shit was real are the 33% who still approve of this dude. Adding to some skeptics claiming that if this was staged by Trump, it was due to his approval ratings hitting a low, which currently sits at 38% with a 56% disapproval rating, according to The Economist. In response to the third public attempt, Trump would end up releasing footage of the suspect getting past security. The suspect has now been identified as Cole Allen of California. He is currently in police custody, despite early reports that the suspect was killed. So let's talk about it more in the comments below. How do you feel about Hughley and others suggesting that this latest assassination attempt was staged by the Trump administration? And for more news, be sure to subscribe here to our YouTube channel and follow Hype Plus across all social media. Reporting live from Ivers Club in Atlanta for Hype Plus News, I'm Janaba.